Okay, we need a flipper then. That's how I did this before. I flipped it so I could get it to the height I needed. Phone doesn't fall out. Okay, is it going live? I'm not sure. Sorry, I had made a big boo boo. I think it's going live. I made a huge boo boo. I promise next time I do this, I'll have things. I had not realized. You think I realized, but I just moved into another time zone, and I didn't think about it. Hold on, we're gonna go. We're gonna do. I'm gonna drop this here. A couple number of things just happened in the last, and I thought I had a whole hour, but it turns out I do not. Let me see the trailer. The other problem was that my arm I used to do these videos is broken. Like it did not make the trip, and I need to get another one. But I did about 15 minutes ago, so I am trying to adjust quickly as a bunny to, and then also realizing my friend Valerie Butcher sent me some videos, and I was going to call her before I started the live. And so, okay, so we got that a little better set. I've got to get a whole new one of arm. Yeah, and it just snapped off. It's actually back behind here now, but that arm broke, and that's unfortunate. Hold it, but I was going to at least, I did have, I was already had this set up. It's alright, it's okay, doesn't really matter if you're old and gray. It's alright, I say it's okay, listen to what I say. It's alright, doing fine, doesn't really matter if the sun don't shine. It's alright, I say it's okay, we're getting to the end of the day. I take low tech, take your pick, 'cause you can't teach a no dollar brand new trick. I don't care what anybody says. There's a place that I can't find, a drink or two to ease my mind. Golden days, it's alright, take your time. Everybody thinks that you passed your prime. It's alright, it's okay, you still got plenty to say. I've got some of the things that have been missing for a while. It's okay. Doesn't really matter if you're old and gray. It's alright, I say it's okay. Listen to what I say. It's alright, doing fine. Doesn't really matter if the sun don't shine. It's alright, I say it's okay. We're getting to the end of the day. All right, so we can. That is David. That is Dennis Waterman, and with the new tricks theme. I was caught. I was about to leave Valerie a message. I thought, wow, it's six. It's five p.m. because it is right now 6 p.m. 6:07 p.m. where I am, and I realized my post said 7 p.m. as I'm about to leave her call her. I realized, oh, I'm a whole hour off here. Holy cats, I've got to get started. I only have 5 minutes or 6 minutes. So I real quickly started to put all this together. I'm sorry about that. I got to get used to now living in a different time zone with folks. In fact, the message, I ended up leaving her a quick message. The little issue I'm having here is a lot of sinus problems. And that I'm definitely having. See if I can get this.
this here. Somehow it's going to a different thing than I thought. All right, so what? I have no guidance from anybody here, so we're gonna. I've got something. I did the move, though I lost my arm to hold the phone. I'm using this little one here, which is hard to make work. Um, I am still, nevertheless. I got this. I've got all my stuff is now handy here right now. Okay, so let's. If no one's going to give guidance, I will use these, as I have. It's been over a year since I've used these. Okay, so we'll just pull. The only problem, and I should have brought the other one, I guess, 'cause the other one's more specific. And I'm sorry, I have sinus problems here, but all right. So there are 3 horses on the farm. Let's pull 3 of these and see what we get. There are 4 eggs in the nest. Sounds like a spy. They were. Maybe we are. She is my mother. Yeah, that's what they all say. She is my mother. She. Okay, use she in a sentence. She is my mother. All right, so what can we do with all this? 4 eggs in a nest. She is my mother, and 3 horses on the farm. All right. Now I'm using this right now. What I was going to do today, I was going to be doing this. I thought this hour before I started was something different, but all right, we'll do this for right now. Let me go to the actual live thing here. There we go. I'm not showing anybody is here. My sub's a little easier to see that now. I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to have a frosty root beer. I'm going to take a little slug here. I hope to be. I will be doing a lot more here. This is brand new live opening this frosty root beer. So hopefully that helps the sinus issues I've had since I've gotten here. I'm in Pensacola, Florida, helping out, kind of where family members helping out family members. Let's do it that way. I'm not sure where I am here. Okay, all right. And I need to. Did I put the 3 cards back? Put it out so I can remember what I'm thinking here. 3 horses on the farm. I'll check one place I could probably set all of these. Maybe not. So I was planning on starting early. It didn't occur to me. I'm in a different time zone now. It's the first time I've done any drawing since I did the last live. About a week ago. Yeah, not a lot thick and thin on that pen. See if I can make it a little more. There we go. I just left being where I was living was on a farm, a whole bunch of chickens, a whole bunch of flies, farm flies, and somehow there are flies around where I am. I don't know how they get in here. But I will definitely be doing a lot more artwork. That is the plan. And I'm making this up as I go, if that's not obvious. Had no idea. Just well, I guess I love listening to Mark Stein on Serenade Radio, and it wasn't until 1 p.m. At 1 p.m. struck that I suddenly realized I missed his program because it was now 12 p.m. and his program had already come and gone. I'd missed it because I have to listen to it here in the States. There's a 5 hour difference, so if you want to hear his program, you got to tune in at noon in the Eastern time zone. But here you have to tune in at 11. So tonight I need to tune in at 11 p.m. if I want to hear Mark Stein's program, which is very informative, a great selection of music. You have to like the music I like. I admit, if you don't like what they are calling, actually I'm hearing it less and less called easy listening and more called jazz, but that's preposterous. Jazz is a free flow thing. You know, man, you get the horn, you start to tap it, tap the sticks to the golly, it's been a while since I've thought of all that. It said tap the sticks to the skins and whatever comes out, man, that's jazz. Well, when you're talking about Johnny Mercer and Richard Rodgers and Hart and Oscar Hammerstein and all these great writers, Irving Berlin, that wasn't jazz. That was a lot of time creating a lot of the music of that time period with Bing Crosby and Sinatra and so on, going back 20s, 30s, 40s. Oh gosh, all the cards fell down. Oh. And I just got here a day before yesterday, and I've been trying to settle in a little bit. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here. That's a good question. But at least a month, I think. I'm planning on heading back into Orange County on the 18th to go vote. This is not my permanent address. This is a temporary move to help out, and it helps me too. But I figure I'd probably be here through September, is what I'm thinking, if all goes as planned. And the plan of this move is also to focus, because of some friends, focus more on, it's a little crooked. I will get a arm that this will work with better. And I should be doing a live tomorrow night too, at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. First time in my life I've ever lived in Central time zone. So you see that. That's it. But I mean, this is one of the actually, if I guess probably in a few days it'll be the longest I've ever been in another time zone of any sort ever. I've traveled around the world and I've had dealt with other time zones. I've never done well with it because I've been in Eastern time zone my whole life. Otherwise, but the mindset is that I'll be working a bit more on drawing type things. But the theme is going to be more Florida which is what I said a few months ago. And in the end, I got suddenly found that everybody had the farm was sold and we had to move, and that put me in the past month in a dither. We'll see what happens. In the past 3 years, my life has gone into every single weird area you can imagine. I mean, not that's a little bit much, but having to sell my house, dashing from here and there. As a friend of mine who's dealing with some health issues, a number of friends dealing with health issues. One saying she just did never imagine that her age, which is my age, she'd be in the position she's in, having to go to doctors and hospitals and checkups and everything else, and limited to what she can do. I'm a little worried about this sinus thing because I have not even completed I guess right now I'm getting to almost a complete 2 days here. I'm not really sure why I'm having so many problems. Except I do know where I am right now once had dogs in it. Um, um, I know that I'm somewhat allergic to kitties, but I don't care. And I lived with them all my life. But I haven't had a real critter around. I had a dog around where I was just. This is. I'm wondering if I'm in a bad. Something's wrong with. Experiment here and see what happens in the next couple days. Especially one thing is to leave here for a little bit. I've got out of here yesterday morning for a little bit, but I haven't left here since then. We went to Roadkill Cafe. I should post that on here as much as I posted on Facebook and Instagram. I'm a little bit more knowledgeable about drawing chickens, being around them all the time as I was. But with that, if you're hearing a sound, I don't know if you can. It's an ice machine. Which I just turned on today. Okay, let's do some little separation here. One thing else, if things go as planned, golly, how many times have I said that? Doing these lives and things just blow up all over the place. But in this sense, to do some penciling, inking, and watercolor. I was going to do watercolor back where I was in June, and it was June that I found out that the farm had been sold. I think a rather irrational idea by a fellow who really doesn't have anyone to consult. He just goes and does things, and he's 86 years old, and he just doesn't. You know, why would a mama sell her? And I thought I would even set up an area here so I could just go ahead and do watercolor. But I was going to play with that if I thought we were going to start at 7 o'clock, but that didn't happen, did it? And because it was 6 o'clock here. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the daylight savings time thing, but I don't think it's going to ever change. There's too many businesses that are clocked into it, if you will, and they more and more businesses deciding our lives because the people are not brave enough to step up and say something. It's certainly the case. We see that. In fact, the 86-year-old was amongst those, and there's a few others I know who feel like you can't change anything, and it's just patently false. I've been involved in many things where I've helped change the direction of a lot of stuff. If you want it, if you want to be lazy and a bum and not do anything, yeah, you're right. You won't get anything done. But if you want to get out there and work for it, you can do it. You don't want to put something to do. That's why we vote for one thing, but you can do more than that. I'm glad that I've been involved in so many historic, the environmental things I've been involved in. I don't think I've had outwardly more outward results, even though I've been in a lot of it, in a bunch of it. I shouldn't say a lot, a bunch of it. But it's the materials I've helped create and the um, what do you call it, reaching out and getting to people. That I've been good with. Excuse me. And I certainly talk to enough people about this stuff too. We are 7-Eleven. Well, tomorrow I'm going to try. Hopefully, have watercolor set up. I may do a little watercolor thing. I'm probably going to do something I was doing just before I moved the last time, 2 months ago, which is to do pencil drawings and do watercolor the next day or something like that. That's um, that's what I need to do. I do. Thing is, I'm not still completely moved in here because part of who was here before is it's all good deal, but still here. I'm kind of stuck. Wow, there's nobody here. I'm using a. This is a. It's a Tombow. Tombow 2. This is a gray, if I recall. I have hardly ever used this. They're neat pens. I was getting a lot of my pens from a place called Pop Shelf, but it closed in within the month. While I was in the midst of all this moving. But I have the intent is to create more paintings and things. For example, I probably could even use this as a little piece. So I'll probably take tomorrow the hour, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, and do this. By the way, again, it was there are 4 eggs in the nest. There's your 4 eggs. She is my mother or mom, and I didn't do the horses because this is all you need to get the little story across of the chickens selling eggs. If you watch this and like this, or don't like it, or whatever, let me know what you think. But I'll probably do an improv thing like this to start, and then I'll take a and pencil out something that I'll set up for watercolor and probably watercolored on Monday. Off. That's I should have thought about it. Well, I've only been here. I've not even been here 48 hours. Minus the 1 hour, whatever, being in a different time zone. So I need to add EST to my. I was getting to know the chickens on the farm, especially a rooster who hung around a lot around me for some reason. And a dog named Moose. You probably wonder what the heck happened to that guy. But I wish Tom, 86-year-old Tom, well. I hope things work out with him. He thought he'd sold his farm, and he had not. He didn't know that. And I didn't know that. None of us knew that until the appraiser came out, so they could appraise the property and continue with the sale. And if anyone's watching, if you click the thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Not only will I probably be here, I hate saying this, I keep saying this and everything goes bluey, but I do plan on being here more often. And I have artwork that I do here that'll be for sale. And if you'd like to see me draw something, let me know. Or if you have something going on in your life. Of course, I work best as involving improvisation, making it up as I go. It seems to really confuse people these days, and I don't understand why. I think it has to, people have trouble with the critical thinking. If you have trouble with critical thinking, you're going to have problems doing thinking off the top of your head, anything. And you can do that. It's just a matter of doing it. Now let's take this thing. There are 3 horses on the farm. Maybe I could still add something with that. Because when I started this, I was thinking maybe there's some. Well, because the chicken's so big, I have a problem there. Let me do this way. The background. I guess, yeah, I should have drawn a road and all. But he's on the side of the road. Maybe he's out in the middle of the farm trying to sell eggs to pigs and peacocks and things. Goes around. Llamas. Let's put a farm out here. Mule silo. The farm I was on had no silo. And actually, perspective-wise, that's way bad. That's way too small. I need to really make that a little stronger because that would be quite a distance. Oops. I was just looking. It's okay. Somewhere off in the distance. And there were horses farm I was at. There's the 3 horses. Again, this is a Tombow double-sided pen. Black on one side, gray on the other. I rarely use the gray side. But here it is. I'll scan this in and post it. $7.34. Do not know if my friend Gar the Ghoul is going live tonight or not, with his horrible horror over at Twitch TV. I think I will be putting some of these up for sale. Not this. This is not. I don't want to do the improv stuff, but maybe I will put this up for $5 or something. Who cares? Just get. My problem is I've got hundreds of these things doing lives for so long. Now, I mentioned my friend Valerie Butcher. Valerie sent me some videos, and I really cannot stress it. A bunch of it's AI, and it's just worthless. I can't believe how much is being done with this. I should not be surprised, but people are going to be horribly misled by so much being put out there because it's easy just to make up anything now. AI is not critical thinking. AI is the thinking that the critical thinkers did and taking that and reshaping it, forming it into whatever it is that someone thinks they want. Pretty bad stuff. So I like to dress up nicely if I can. It's not generally accepted, so I try to play ball with that. But this video is all about how all this dress-up stuff started in the 50s. Well, then they proceed to show all these videos from the 20s and 30s and 40s and the 50s. And it was just all nonsense. The whole thing was all wrong. Very bothersome. Very bothersome. So it basically said it all was because of World War II. Well, there were people dressing up long before World War II. I know my grandfather was, and I've certainly seen enough movies. Heck, the Marx Brothers should tell you that. How's this? Yeah, I guess I could make my point a little stronger if I was using color. I'm sorry again. I just did not connect that there's the hour difference until the hour that here, I need to come in here a little bit. It's easier to do it this way. And my video arm breaking. Whoa, that was not something I expected to find either. Let's see. One of the few casualties unfortunately, one of the few casualties that happened. What was I doing? I completely forgot what I was doing. Something I need to. Oh, here. From the move was the arm that I usually use to hold the video. Unfortunately, I learned that as it's almost 7 o'clock. But this seems to be working for right now. It's a little off, but all right, I'll deal with it. I'll get another arm here soon. I had to send away for that one, though. Let's see if I can get one a little closer. Yeah, the AI thing is going to get to a point where people just won't even want original artwork because they don't understand what it is. And I've been having that problem for the last couple of decades. It's gotten worse and worse where people can't understand how I draw these things and they look like they do without using a computer. How do you do this? Because you can. It's got to work at it. That's why horribly against all this. It's art. It's art. No, it's not art. Yeah, bum. It's artwork. You're working at this stuff. This isn't easy. This takes time. It takes effort. Investing yourself. If people calling things art, stay away from them because they're probably not doing the work themselves because they don't know what work is. I think there's also that contingency that wants to believe that art is not work. It's feelings. No, it's not. It's work. It's work. If the materials will cost you money, cost you time, work. This is costing time. This is costing 40 minutes. So art work. Now tomorrow I'll do a live thing, improv like this. But then the next part will be a penciling of something I'm going to do a watercolor of. And we'll try to get back to what I was trying to do a couple months ago of doing watercolor. Again, I'll probably put this up for sale for $5 or something like that. Not too much. But I need to get rid of these. I don't know, maybe no one will buy it. It doesn't matter. Just as long as just get it. I'll feel better if I know I'm trying to do something with it. We'll put it in a nice sleeve and all that fun stuff. It's 9x12 with a Tombow. It probably needs to be, I get made up as I draw. And I'm not going to put mountains back here. I could put trees. Put some trees. Well, I'll put some trees back here. I'm thinking Florida. I'm a Florida boy. That's where I am. Pensacola. Again, adjusting to living more than a few days with Central Time Zone. Never in my life have I done that. So apparently I'll do that here the next few days. So I have a little bit of jet lag too, I think you'd say. Well, hopefully that's okay for what it's worth. And yes, $5 is too cheap, but I also need to move these along, and maybe the price will increase as time goes on, and I do more of these. All right, so there you are, 9x12, pen and ink. I see something here. I need to get this a little darker. It's a whole different pen. Just as well with the other one. I'm glad I have my box of my sight words, and I have my other word box over here too. So if folks won't feed me stuff to improv from, I'll make it myself. But feel free when I post it, I'm going to go live to post anything, your favorite, whatever, animal, vegetable, mineral. Make it outrageous. Don't, whatever you do, don't put common characters. Good God, I'm not here to ape someone else's work any more than I want them to do that with me. The idea is to come up with tell a story. So here's a chicken who has a hat, apparently. I don't think I'm making it clear what kind of hat. Let's make this. That's how you give it a sense of. This is kind of straw-ish. Worn it a few times. That's something interesting about where I was with 86-year-old Tom. He had a hat, but it was not at all worn. Though I know he's very busy, come so very busy all over the farm, but he that hat was a little too neat and prim. But all that little knobby stuff I'm doing here helps better create the scene. I'm not all done. Yeah, right. All right. Well, it's 7:45, 45 minutes, and tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Um, Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for being here. And if you have a chance to do the thumbs up, I appreciate it. I love your thoughts. Would you like to see me draw certain things? Again, I'm not drawing other people's characters. That's not that. No one should be doing that. It's other people's characters. You draw your own, or make up a story, a nice little story like this about Chicken selling, basically selling herself in a sense. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you all maybe tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And then if things go as I'm planning, Monday night again at 7, where we'll do some watercolor. Oh, actually, you know what we did? I wanted to show some things too, which I haven't done. I do have my monkeys back. My monkey that plays drums is back. I have some other things too I can share. I'll do that tomorrow. But yeah, what I did was I actually did at noontime on Monday. So maybe I'll do that. Well, let me think about that. I hadn't just struck me. That's right. I need to get my calendar out, which I'm not quite clear where that is right now. Again, I'm still moving, trying to settle in here. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you all next time. Rob Smith calling. Y'all take care. Good night. Good night.